This video is a continuation of my previous video. Therefore, if you haven't watched the previous video, I would like to refer you to watch the previous video first before you carry on watching this video. You are welcome to this episode of the Let's Talk series, and if you're just in the community, it's an absolute pleasure to have you here with me. My name is Khulthum. Feel free and feel safe. Welcome to the community once again. If you could recall, in my previous episode, the topic of conversation was how to set achievable goals using the SMART strategy of goal setting. Before we go any further, I would like to remind us of the meaning of the SMART strategy, where I said that SMART is an acronym where the S stands for specific, M for measurable, A for achievable, R for relevant, and T for time-bound, where I talked about how we get to see how each of these letters from the SMART acronym helps one in setting achievable goals. So without further much ado, we are going to start with the letter M, which means measurable. When you want to set achievable goals and realistic goals for yourself, you have to be measurable about it. For example, if you're an entrepreneur whose goal is to increase your sales, you cannot just set your goal as I want to increase my sale. No, you have to be measurable. Your goal should be you would love to increase your sales maybe by a specific percentage, maybe by 50% or by 70% over a time frame, maybe in a period of 6 months or maybe by a year, depending on the level of consistency and work you are willing to put into that. The aim of being measurable when it comes to setting your goals and ambitions is that it gives you a clear picture of the work you need to put in or the consistency you need to put in with regards to achieving that particular goal. It will also help you to build resilience because you know that if you don't put in the work, if you don't show up, you are not going to achieve what you plan to achieve by that specific period of time. The next letter from the SMART strategy is A, which stands for achievable. Well, as much as they say dream big and have big goals, you have to be realistic. I mean, you are trying to set a goal that you can achieve. Therefore, with this, being Delulu is not the Salulu. You cannot be delusional. You know yourself. You know your potentials, you know your skills, you know your knowledge. Therefore, you have to try as much as possible to set goals that align with all of these things. I'm not trying to discourage you from having big dreams for yourself, but what I'm trying to say is that you cannot be a person who's at the starting point and have the goals, willing to achieve the goals of a person who has been in the game for long. That is not being realistic because you don't have the skills that that person has, you don't have the knowledge, you don't even have the wherewithal to achieve those bigger goals. Therefore, you have to set your goals that align with what you are at a particular moment and what you have at your disposal at that particular moment in order to see yourself achieve these goals. The next letter from the SMART goal setting strategy, being R and standing for relevant, is of profound importance if you want to see yourself set achievable goals for yourself. You have to think about how relevant that goal is to your values as a person, how important that goal is to your personal growth, and what you will gain from achieving that goal. If that particular goal you are trying to set for yourself doesn't tick these boxes, then you should not even consider it your goal. Because the main aim of setting our goals and trying to achieve them is to have them impact our lives positively, is to have them change our lives around. And if something doesn't have the potential to impact positively in your life or bring about positive changes in your life, that is not considered as a goal. Therefore, I would advise you to not even give it a second thought. Don't invest in it because it is not relevant and it will be an absolute waste of time and resources. So you have to be focused when it comes to setting achievable goals. You have to think about how important that goal is to your life. The last letter from the SMART acronym, standing for time bound, is absolutely important, and it is something that we hardly talk about. Even for myself, I'm so guilty of this. I keep telling myself and other people that, oh, you're on your own timeline, you can't rush things and whatever, but that doesn't mean you should slack. Yes, you are absolutely on your own timeline and you are in no competition with anybody, but that doesn't mean you shouldn't put deadlines on yourself. Because as much as we don't talk about it enough, procrastination is one of the biggest things that hinder us from achieving our personal goals. We feel like we have time. we feel like it is my life, I can do this later. But then again, later something else comes up. Therefore, anything worth doing is worth doing well. If just do it now and later you can think about doing something else. I'm not in the best health condition, therefore, I'll have to draw the curtains for this episode for now. Thank you so much for watching. I would love to see you and I would love to hear your suggestions. Let me know what you would like me to talk about in the next Let's Talk session. I will see you in the next Let's Talk episode. Bye.